Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are really, really excited to have you here. One of the coolest things I think about what we do is that we get to connect with people from all over the United States, even the UK and Canada. So if you could, in like the chat window or the chat section, if you're on your iPhone or phone, I guess you don't have to be on an iPhone, but you can put in where you're from. We're actually from the Kansas City metro area. Are you going to type that in?
Oh yeah.
We're from the Kansas City area, and in case you don't know me, I am Kelsey Shackley,
And I'm Dean Shackley.
and we are really excited to have you all here today. If you're on this call tonight, or if you're listening to the recording even, it's because either I seen you as somebody that would just do phenomenal at this, or somebody on this call thought that you would be phenomenal at what we do. And so we actually opened this up to other people in our organization to invite to the call. So we are really, really excited to have you, and we're excited to kind of just a little bit tell our story, and then really to answer your questions. That's what this call is really for, is we want you to feel like you have your questions answered about our internship, really how this all works, and get your questions answered tonight. So let's look to see where everybody's from. I think that's fun. Minnesota, KC, Indiana, Colorado, Iowa. So cool. California. See how fun this is? It's just so cool. So awesome. Well, I am Kelsey Shackley, and I have been doing this business now for 5 years, which is crazy. And I really think of this as more of like lifestyle, being a lifestyle influencer. And the reason I believe that is because what we do, we are influencing people, and we do that only when we work on ourselves. You can't influence other people unless you are self-leading. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this, because you are making a difference in your life, period. And not just in one area, but in all of your areas. Because what you'll find out is when you become really intentional in an area of your life that's important to you, it kind of snowballs into every other area. And so you become more focused as a mom, as a wife, what you do for a living in all areas. And that's what makes you an influencer. That plus just being passionate about certain areas of your life. So like for me, when I really think about the areas of my life that I am very passionate about, it's about my faith. It's about my family. It's about raising kids, being confident. The slice of that is health and fitness. A slice of that is, feeling confident, but in multiple areas. So it might be just making sure that I do my hair and my makeup some days, or it might be, making sure that I have a plan for the day, just that makes me more confident for the day. And so when I share what I'm learning, doesn't mean I'm necessarily perfect. When I share that, it's influencing people to hopefully make better decisions, not meaning anybody's perfect, but we're just striving to be better. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this, is because it's one of those things that, like, have you ever been around a room full of really positive people and you start thinking positive, or been around a room full of people that are really negative and complaining about their coworkers and complaining just about everything, and then all of a sudden you're feeling that mood or that tension too? I really believe that is true. And so we are that positive light on social media, or on whatever platform that you are using. Or even in person, we're that positive influence. And so I think that what we do is really powerful, and I'm really excited to teach you how to do that, but in a very authentic way that's true to you. And so that's what we will get started with when we dive into our internship, is really pinpointing what areas you're passionate about and how you can use that to influence other people in a positive way. So, is there anything that you want to add on being a lifestyle influencer?
I think the biggest takeaway with being an influencer is learning the ropes of social media. We hear a lot that people say, well, I don't have a big following. I'm not good on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have an Instagram. Well, that is like the first steps. And that's what we teach you how to do in our new coach training. So if that's one of your reservations, I ask you to just hang tight. that's one of the top things that we cover. And one of the top things that we teach you is how to post, what time frames to post, stuff like that. So you start getting familiar with, you see these influencers on Instagram with these huge accounts, and they do things with thought in mind. They do things with schedules in mind, and they're very strategic. So we teach you those ways and how to be strategic with your platform so that you can do the same. I feel like that's the biggest reservation that we get from people. And that's one of the things that the biggest compliments that we get from people is coming out of the mentorship is, or the internship, is that they learned a lot when it came to social media, Instagram specifically.
Well, that, and I always think back to when I started, like I had less than 100 Instagram followers at that time. And I'm also not like the best student. Like when I went through school, I wasn't one of those people that made like straight A's. So I think because of that, it's made me a better teacher. I'm able to like dissect it and explain it in the way that Kelsey would like it. And so in a way, I feel like that has made me explain it and teach it better. And so I'm really excited because not only am I like this person that has grown, I didn't just start with this huge following. I've grown this following. So I'm going to be able to teach you how to do that and how I've been able to do that. So I'm really excited as well because a lot of you have probably watched our first video that we had, and our team is just flat out killing it, helping people and influencing others. We have gone from ranked 93, clear to 29 currently. And that is just showing us that what we are doing and what we are teaching is helping our coaches see success as well. And
so since most people don't know on the call what that even means,
yeah.
So how that ranking system works is it's based on how well your team grows and how successful people on your team are. So it's not put together in a system to where it's how well we do. It's if our team isn't growing, then we're going to be ranked very low on the totem pole, if you will. But it's all about how well and how successful you're training your team and how well and successful that they're doing.
Exactly.
And if you don't ever share water with Kelsey, because she takes it and puts it out of reach.
I hog it. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. And then, I guess we'll explain kind of what it would look like when you say, yeah, I want to be an intern. So you say yes to that process. And then we actually send you a welcome email. In that welcome email, we'll have a video from us of the 5 things that you should focus on first. We actually get you plugged into our online self-paced training course, which is where really our internship starts. And so I know I kept saying like 2 hours a day is really what you need. Part of that 2 hours a day will be devoted to learning in that mentorship course. And so while you're going through that, there's going to be little action items that you'll need to take and you'll need to take action on. And you're going to have questions. The coaches that don't have questions, I worry like, are they getting it? Like, it's totally normal to have questions. I want you to have questions. And so we plug you into what we call our success pod. And that is going to be a little group of you all that is starting at the same time, who's going to have very similar questions. And I like it. I like doing it that way because let's say Lindsay signs up at the same time Christina does. Christina's probably going to have a question that Lindsay didn't think of. And all of a sudden then she's thinking, that's great. That's brilliant. I would have never thought to ask that, but now I've been answered that as well. And I can apply that to other things as I move forward. So it just works really well. Dean and I are in there every day mentoring you and guiding you through the process. So that's exactly how it's all set up to really get you started. We also are going to be starting and implementing new coach webinar calls. So it's going to basically go over branding. It's going to go over how you can influence people on social media without being salesy. It's going to talk about how you can have your page look very unique and very, what's that word I'm looking for? The same.
Very uniform.
Uniform. Thank you. I'm like, what's the word I'm searching for? Very uniform. So I've done lots of research on this. I've toyed with lots of things. So I'm really excited to share that with all of you that are getting started with this journey. So that's a little bit about how our internship is really going to look. we have a list of questions. We had you fill out like a form or a application to jump on this call because we wanted to make sure that this was really valuable for you. So we're going to go through some of the questions. Along the way, if you have additional questions, please don't hesitate. Put them in the chat. We will get to them at the end of the call. Does that, anything else you want to say?
Sounds good with me.
I don't want to like jump the gun if you're like, but I wanted to say something.
No, this is our first time doing this, so bear with us. Just kidding. We're just so not scripted, and we don't want you to ever be scripted. So go ahead, take it away.
Okay. So the first question that we had was, can I be successful if I'm an introvert? If I am not outgoing enough, like,
no,
is it
you're
possible
done
for me to be successful? Yes, the answer is yes. I'm actually an introvert. I'm a homebody. Like, I'm the person who I live in a neighborhood that like my neighbors are all out, and I like drive into my garage. I shut the garage door before I even get out of the van because I don't really want to talk to anybody.
But she still wants to be invited to the party.
I want to be invited to the party. Like, have you seen all those introvert things going around? I'm like, that's me.
She still wants to be invited to the party, but she wants you to know that she's not coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm that way unless I like really feel like I know you, which I know a lot of our team. And so then I feel more outgoing and more myself. So can you be successful as an introvert? Absolutely.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. We have gotten so far away from the days of like cold calling, knocking on people's door. Like, you just don't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, you have the power all right here in your smartphone. If you don't feel like talking to somebody, just shut your screen, and you don't have to do it. Like, you don't have to do it anymore. Like, you're not feeling it today. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're behind the screen. So it's like,
yeah.
It's just, to me, it's wonderful.
We don't host house parties. We don't go door to door. We don't do cold call. You don't do any of that. So I've met super successful entrepreneurs in this that have been all over the board with their personality, been super shy, super introverted, super out. I mean, you see it all. So it's very possible.
Yeah. Some of the best people in this business are super, super introverted.
That's a really good question, though. I will say. Okay, next question. Join without being like salesy or pushy. Like, that's somebody's like fear, I guess, is like, if I join, will I come across as a salesperson? Will I come across pushy? And we do not train you that way. That was one of my biggest fears coming into this, because I suck at sales, one, and two, I just didn't want to be like, I mean, I had friends on social media prior to that who were posting like links and posting stock photos, and like you get that like icky feeling, right? And I did not want to be that. And so I was really nervous about doing this because I didn't want to be that girl. And so I just strive to add value in what I consider things that being the lifestyle influencer, other areas of my life, whether that's like a meal, or I think the other day I was getting questions on like where I got my dining room rug and things. So I shared that on my stories and on Instagram. So you don't have to be salesy to be successful at this. You just have to honestly love people and love helping others. If that's in your blood, if that's in your DNA, you're going to be very successful at this. The people that are slimy and icky and salesy, they're not successful at this. They're not around in 6 months. I love your analogy. You want to share it? Because I just think it's so good.
Yeah. So we've all had that. We've all been to the mall, and there's always that guy like trying to sell you a straightener or curling iron in the middle of the mall, and just happens to be the one time that you're in like an extreme hurry. So you get out your phone just to like pretend you're talking to your mom. Like, mom doesn't pick up at the time that you need her to pick up, right? And just so that guy doesn't talk to you and so you can avoid him, not make eye contact. And that's who like 90% of the people on social media are when they blast their links. And I don't know who's teaching these people this stuff, but if you follow them for 6 months, they won't be around in 6 months, because it just flat doesn't work. So we have a different approach to that. We would rather you be more interesting on social media and have people come to you based on that and be an influencer rather than you trying to sell someone a straightener, curling iron, or whatever it is. So you will never see us posting a link or a stock photo or anything like that. So, and we don't teach any of our team to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, being salesy and being pushy is about the last thing that we would recommend.
No. Okay, so then our next question here is, what is your team culture like? I feel like our team culture is a very, very positive atmosphere. We cheer each other on. We support each other. We even have a night a week where we all post together, and then we go love on each other's posts. So just so that we don't feel alone in sharing our stories and sharing our journey. Jenny, I see you're on. Do you care if I put you on the spotlight? I just see she's on.
Jenny's screen goes black.
How do you feel like our team culture is?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think our team culture is absolutely incredible. And I think it helps drive me because there's a lot of times when, well, I guess I should say I was concerned with starting initially because I always thought the market was inundated. And so I was scared about starting, and I said, well, I just didn't feel there was room for everybody. And then after, getting to know everyone and just seeing how we're not here to hinder one another, we're really here to push each other. And I feel that, I love being active in the chats. I love that I don't feel embarrassed if there's something I should know after having done this for a month, but I don't know it. And there's somebody who nobody passes judgment. Just everyone's like, come on, girl, you got this. Okay, have you tried doing this? Have you tried doing that? Or just the love on the post. And if they're seeing that it's kind of crickety, everybody just jumps on and is like, hey, girl, I'm so for it. I love that.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. I just seen you were the first on my screen, so I was like, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Put you in the hot seat. You're like,
Now everybody feels sorry for me.
I know. Well, cool. And then I know you have.
You want me to do Megan's or Josh's?
It doesn't matter. I just think that this is good for people to.
Okay, so we have a girl by the name of Megan Bailey on our team, and she came to us from another team. And so, I reached out to her and I was like, Megan, so I've never been on another team. So what sets our team apart from teams in the past? Just because I'm curious. Been doing this 5 years and I've never been a part of another team or an organization or whatever. So give me all the goods. Tell me what it's all about. And so Megan Bailey is a real person. You can look her up. I'm not making this up. So she gave me a couple things here. She says, your attention to detail, plain and simple. You give a DAMN.
Earmuffs if you have children.
Yeah, earmuffs for the kiddos. Not just about your top coaches, but about everyone on the team. You treat everyone equally. It's genuine, and that speaks volumes. Your challenge groups aren't a pissing contest. The accountability, love, support, and legit information is at everybody's fingertips. It makes me want to post. There's a lot of showboating on the other end. Look how fancy my blank is, et cetera, et cetera. You and Kelsey are so dang real. I love it. The Zoom calls, the workout Zoom calls, it makes all the difference. You two are parents. The top coaches on my other team weren't. There was a huge disconnect with moms and dads because of that. Don't tell me no excuses when I have two barfing children, a husband working overtime, and SHIT hitting the fan left and right. That was a true moment that left me extremely discouraged in my journey with them. We love being a part of this community. We feel like we have you guys as genuine friends, and that is more than we could ever ask for. This is the first time in 4 years that Trevor, her husband, has wanted to be in this with her, and it's because of you guys. So.
Yeah, so it's a little bit about.
And we don't say that to brag. We say that as kind of an expectation or as a bar standard for you guys.
Yeah. Sorry,
Because that's the community that we have built. That's the community that people like Jenny, like Kaylee, like Megan Bailey have built, and that we expect to keep that on our team. And that's the same level of community that you can expect as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Okay. Who thrives really well on our team? So I think that kind of bounces off what we just talked about. Just honestly, people that thrive on this team are people that are hardworking, but really, really care about other people and really believe in what we're doing as a mission. And I'm going to put Ashley Vandelberg. You want to talk about this? I know you do. I see it all over your face. Did she hear me?
Tell her again. She's got hillbilly internet.
Hey, Ashley Vandelberg. Who do you think thrives well on our team? You're thriving. She's a brand new coach. She's brand new. So you talk about that. I think that'd be good for you.
Well, I had to go outside because I have children inside.
I told you she had hillbilly internet.
Yes, I got internet on.
You're cutting out real bad. Can you straighten out the tinfoil on your antenna? All right, maybe we come back to that one.
Okay.
Looks like she's frozen.
She's frozen now.
Went outside and made it worse.
I know. Okay. We'll come back. Keep thinking she's going to come back. I keep looking up like, nope, she'll be
Let's go to the next one.
Okay. How do we get paid and how much can we earn? So in the beginning, you really truly are an intern. So you are going to learn and you're going to take action and you are going to see some income. So it's totally based off what your goals are and why you're getting into this. But we always say, like, we would love for your first full month as an intern to at least get paid back your things that you are starting with. So we'll talk about that in a second, but at least get that paid back and then you can really start making an income with it. I'm like trying to reiterate. What? How do you get paid? Okay, so then there's two different ways really to earn. So the first way is off 25, you get 25% commission when you do make a sale. Well, I say that, but again, we don't lead with sales on our team. We lead with serving and helping other people, but sales will happen naturally when you're doing things right. When you are, really listening to people, when you're trying to figure out what they need and do you have something that can solve their solution. They happen naturally when you're leading by example and you are being that inspiration. People ask questions and they want to know what you're doing. So you do make 25% off that. Or you make what's called a team bonus over time. So over time, when you're building a team of people who are just like you, who want to help other people, you make a certain percentage that's called team bonus. I really think of this like a little franchisee. I always say it wrong. Franchise. I always want to say franchisee, but that's it. Franchise. So it's very much like a Chipotle. I like to explain it like this because I just think it's easier to understand. So there's corporate, right? A corporate Chipotle. And let's say Dean opens a Chipotle and Kelsey opens a Chipotle. Corporate's job is to train Kelsey, to train Dean, to hire really good people who also will show up to work, who will make the burrito bowls all taste the same, have really great customer service, have the same hours. Like that's their job, is to train us really well so that our businesses thrive. That way my franchise will stay open.
And to show you how to market the burritos on social media so that you drive in sales naturally without having to be pushy.
Yeah.
And how to place it in people's feeds and threads so that they see it.
Right. And so that's their job is to make sure that our Chipotles are successful. If Dean's Chipotle is successful and my Chipotle is successful, we're happy. And so is corporate. So it's very, very similar to that. Is they're still corporate, but we're all training and helping each other be successful. And so that way your businesses thrive. And so that's how you make a certain percentage of what's called team bonus. So those are the two different ways that you earn. Ashley, are you back? She's back. Do you want to talk about who thrives on our team?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're frozen, so I'm not sure I'm going to last.
Do your best.
Okay. Who thrives best on our team?
Yeah. Like what? Yeah.
What type of person?
Oh, geez. I think just a genuine person that actually cares. Like, for me, it's not about the money at all. It's genuinely making people feel better, because that's what it did for me. Like, that's literally all it's about for me. You have to care.
I would 100% agree with that. You have to, or you won't thrive at all. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Brand new. Like she started in
About 3 minutes ago.
that's what it feels like. 3 minutes ago. Okay, so then our other question here that we had was the cost to start. So the cost, I know a lot of, it's not thousands of dollars or anything like that, and you don't have to stock any product. Literally, it's what you need to get started on your own health and fitness journey. So for a lot of people right now, it's been BOD, so it's Beachbody On Demand, which is where you stream all of your workouts from, and a supplement to go with it to help you get your results. So it's either Shakeology or it's the Performance line. So the Performance line is the Energize, the Go-Go Mommy Juice that I'm like a huge fan of, and it comes with the Recover, which is just a protein shake. So those are your two options. It's usually right around like the $160 mark, $170 mark to get started. And that will get you complimentary access to our internship where we're actually working with you. So,
And they get you access to Take Back the Kitchen.
Yeah, talk about that.
Which Take Back the Kitchen, if you guys don't know what that is, Kelsey and I teamed up with another team, and we hired a registered dietitian to make us family-friendly meal plans that not just mom and dad would eat, because what we were tired of is making meals that mom and dad eats, but the kids are still eating like crap. So we're like, hey, Monica, the registered dietitian, make us some meal plans that's edible for everybody. So mom and dad are only making one meal a night for this and not making 3 different meals. So they're good. Really good. They're really awesome plans. They coincide with the programs that we're doing. And so that is delivered to your inbox, your email inbox every Friday. And it comes with a week's worth of meals, recipes, and grocery lists.
Yeah.
So you can literally take your grocery list, and if you do like grocery delivery, I know around here we have Hy-Vee that delivers, and you can literally put all that online and then have your grocery list delivered to your door. So yeah, anyway, that's to your inbox every Friday. You get a full week's of it. So
best thing ever. If you love Take Back the Kitchen, put it in the comments how much you love it, because it's amazing. I know there's several of you on. So
would you like me to type?
Yeah, please, Dean. Tell everybody what you think about Take Back the Kitchen. You literally, I guess we just talked about it. Okay, so let's go through. We're done with the questions that we have here that we got. So if you have additional questions, now is the time to put it in the chat window. And then we will wrap up and we'll tell you.
I say heck with the chat window. Unmute yourself.
Or unmute
let's
yourself.
Make this interactive.
Yeah. Shoot.
Because I know if I were on the other end of this, I would hate getting off the call not getting my question answered. So. Introverts unite. Unmute yourself.
Interview. I know, because you're all probably like me. See in here if I missed anything.
Someone asked, what's the difference between joining as a coach versus an intern coach?
So when somebody says, I want to be a coach and I'm going to do this, it doesn't necessarily mean they want to learn. It could mean that they want to join for the discount. It could mean that they want to join kind of as a hobby. And it could mean that they do want to build a business. So when you're saying you want to be an intern coach, is saying that you want to really learn the ropes and learn how to do it without being salesy, with really figuring out who you are. And you truly do want to work on being a better version of yourself. And so we will teach you how to do that every step of the way. Dean and I will. So we are here for you every day. And our internship truly never ends, because as you move up in your business, we move you up in pods. So you don't really get rid of us.
So I'll tell you, like, I was the biggest skeptic of this when I first started. And here's why I was the biggest skeptic. I was the biggest skeptic because I had a feeling that when you start one of these things, that someone gets you in, your coach will get you in, and then you never hear from them again. So, and that kind of sort of happened to us, not as bad as what I just described, but it wasn't what we expected from our coach. So we sat down and said, okay, if we would do it any differently, how would we do it? Well, we would make it kind of like a school or a intern structure, to where we show up every day and help you and meet you where you're at. Because, you know, that was my biggest fear, of being thrown in and then being like, now what? What do I do? Like, I have my account, but now what do I do with my account? And I don't know what the next thing to do on social media. And like, I have all these questions, and what do I do with my hands? And like, you know, so I wanted to make sure that Kelsey and I wanted to make sure that we developed some sort of system and some sort of process and some sort of training to make sure that that never happened to anybody that came aboard our team or anybody on this call's team.
Yes.
So we've taught everybody, if someone invited you to this call, they have the same tools and they have the same trainings, and they're going to teach you the same exact way to do this, that they learned to do this. So that was my biggest fear, hesitation. The fear kind of came to fruition the way I thought it would. And we said, well, if we're going to do this and be successful, we want to make sure to never have that or put that on anybody else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we want to make sure we're working with you and actually helping you achieve whatever goals that you have. So,
because at the end of the day, if you want to be successful in this, I can show you how. If you're willing to show up, I'm willing to work with anybody that is willing to show me that they're going to meet me halfway. Nothing more scares me than someone that would come in and show up every day but not get the time that they deserve from us. So our mission is to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yes. Somebody says, so I'm probably a full-time student and a full-time job where the schedule isn't consistent. Do you think how doing everything is different times? Oops, somebody else commented. Where'd that go?
Different times on different days can be less stressful. So you have an inconsistent schedule, right?
Yeah, I think
that's what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt y'all, but it's really windy here too. I'm sitting outside. So like I am a full-time student. Like I only have school 4 days a week, but I also work at Krispy Kreme, and they have me work in the morning, working at night, and so like my schedule's just really inconsistent. And so like I really want to do this, but like doing everything all at once is always stressful. So how do y'all like say to like calm that down? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so what I always suggest, because it's not that like what we do, what you guys all would do, is we will all work about 2 hours when you're starting, but it's not the same 2 hours every day. It can be. It can also be broken up into like 15-minute segments. It can be, an hour here and an hour there. So it can be in your timing, which I think is really cool, especially with a schedule that's all over the place. I remember mine was like that as a nurse, I work night shift. So I totally can relate to that. But you can definitely be successful. I think it's more of planning and looking at your week ahead and saying, okay, this is when I'm working and this is when I'm going to do my internship.
So imagine it as something similar, very similar to like going back to school, but everything being online courses. So if it's 3 a.m. and that's when you can get to it, fine. That's when you get to it. That's your schedule. What's convenient about this is you can fit it, you can wrap it around your schedule. Trust me, with 3 kids, we have to have it that way. We both do this full time, so we have to have it to where we can have it around our schedule or manipulate it to where it fits best with our schedule.
Yeah.
So,
which is why
great question.
Why we do a call now. The kids are in bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Do the workout limit you to only working out at home, or will the gym be a great choice too? I already mentioned, but my parents own a gym and I work there, so it would be easy for me to work. Oh, perfect.
We have I know a lot of successful coaches that work out from the gym too. So you can do that for sure. It's really about the lifestyle. And we actually, because of BOD being able to stream them really from anywhere, we have people that will take the workouts, stream them, and do them at a gym, or they have workout sheets. So you can print out the sheets, take the sheets in.
You don't even have to print them out. They can be on your phone. So like if you follow a workout program, I'm sure you go to the gym, you probably follow some sort of thing. If you lift weights, it tells you 3 sets of 10, whatever. Same thing is true with these programs. It'll tell you what to do all on your phone. You don't even have to print it out, and you can type it, fill in the blanks of what you did, your weights or your reps or whatever, on your phone. So if you've already got a gym in place, perfect.
Yeah, utilize it if you can.
And if you go on vacation, you can take your gym with you with this too. So that's the great thing about this. If you have one of these, you can take it with you.
Yep. Good question. That was really good. Oh yeah. Jenny answered it too. Yay. Do we have any other questions?
I'm going to start unmuting people.
He's going to make people ask questions. Boy.
I know people have questions. They're just scared to ask them. But I wouldn't have spent almost 45 minutes on a call and not get my question answered.
So let's talk about next steps. We only have 5 spots available because we really want to invest in you. Like we really, truly do. We want to make sure we're answering your questions along the way and things like that. And so we would love to get these 5. I mean, I think Monday was the deadline. Isn't that what we said?
Yep.
Monday's the deadline. So it's Thursday. So we got 3 days. But it's first come, first serve. So just know that, and then we will get you started. We have a boot camp starting up. You're, of course, welcome to that. So, yeah. Do we have any other questions? Can you share your story?
Kelsey, it's Katrina. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Go for it.
I look a hot mess, so I am not showing my video. But so as far as like the challenge groups, how do you guys determine like when to start up those challenge groups? Do you kind of just do it like every so often, every couple months? Is there like a certain schedule to abide by? Like that sort of thing?
Yeah, I run one a month. With Lift 4, when Lift 4 came out, it was an 8-week program. I did run a full 8-week program, but typically I run one challenge group a month, and they're 3 weeks long. And I usually start at the second Monday of every month. That's kind of my
okay.
kind of follow. And so I'm always inviting to those ones that are coming up for that next month to help more people and that sort of thing. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah. And so it's kind of up to the coach on what workout you choose, or like, I know sometimes like if it's a new one launching, you'll use that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't tell people what program to pick, because what program I love and what works for me may not be what gets somebody excited. And so I just always think pick a program that you feel excited about for sure.
Okay. Yes, that helps. Thank you.
If you don't want to, I don't know if Kelsey touched on this. I had to walk away real quick. I had to sneeze attack. But if you don't want to run your own challenge group, join ours.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Invite to ours.
And participate in ours. And that way it's already set up and done for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can figure out how to run one for yourself. That's all part of the learning process anyway, right? So, heck, if we had one done for us our first time, we would have taken that route and learned first.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to like master this whole thing first and then figure out, okay, how am I going to run a challenge group? Which one am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Jump into ours, be a student in ours, and invite to it.
Yep.
Okay.
What he said.
Cool. Thanks.
That help, Katrina?
Yes, that does help. Thank you.
Cool. All right, we had another question.
Can you share your story and how you got started?
Oh, we should have done that. Epic fail.
I know. I read that and I was like, shoot. Yeah, I can share my story. So I've been doing this now for 5 years. So before that, I just personally was not consistent with my workouts. If I'm being completely honest, I would call myself like a yo-yo exerciser, meaning I would do it for like 3 weeks maybe and get results. And then I would let my nutrition slide. And I go, I don't really need to work out today. I don't really need to do that today. And then I would be right back to where it was. And then I'd be like, oh, I need to get it back in gear. So I was just like yo-yoing it when I desperately wanted to make it a lifestyle because my cholesterol was all over the place. And I truly needed to make a lifestyle change. And so that's why I became a coach, because I personally needed that accountability. And I knew if I was going to be putting myself out there and sharing my journey, that I always feel like you're always willing to work harder for somebody else. You always let yourself down first. So if you knew that you have people watching you and doing this, then you're going to say, no, I have to do it. And still to this day, there's days I don't want to get up and work out, but I'm like, people will message me, did you get your workout in? Or they'll go, where did you go? And so like, it just holds me accountable to just making it a lifestyle, truly. And I'm going to be honest, like there's days, like when I was in Florida, I wasn't eating the best. I had a few drinks, but like it helps because I'm a coach to get right back on track, because I have that built-in accountability that I didn't have before. And so it's I wouldn't say it's easier to make it a lifestyle, but it is in a sense because it's there. So, so that's really how I got started. And then I just started helping people and I was like, this feels good. It feels very much like nursing, which is what I did before as an RN. It's just it's another route of helping people. And so I was feeling very fulfilled with that, starting to grow an income with it. And then that's when I really seen the potential that, dude, like, I could do this and work from home and have that flexibility and be with my kids and still feel like I was living out my mission of helping and serving other people, but also my purpose in being more of a stay-at-home mom. So I feel like I get the best of both worlds doing this. I really do. So that's my story.
So financially, how you took off with this is, you've probably heard before, she started on Instagram with 100 followers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that daily that consistency of showing up every day and inviting people to do this journey with her, to show that she's not perfect, to display that on social media that, hey, like I'm getting my workouts in, I struggle too. And over time and consistency, showing up day in, day out, little by little, her challenge group started out with 2 or 3 people. And then now they're hundreds of people. So, but it didn't start out with hundreds of people her day one.
Yeah.
It started out with 2 or 3 people, and that's where you'll start. You'll start out with 2 or 3 people, and you'll invite them to our challenge group, and you'll do it together, and then your next one will be 15, and the next one will be 35, and so on and so forth. But over time, see, a lot of people try this for 5 minutes, and it doesn't work for 5 minutes because we've got the microwave mentality as a society, and we know that if it doesn't work,
the Amazon Prime.
We know that if it doesn't work within 5 minutes, then it must not work at all. So we just give up. Where if you have the crock pot mentality, like in it for the long haul, I want this to taste good 5 years from now. I want to build a stable business. Look, most people that start a brick and mortar business, like, you go down and start a concrete business, or you start a boutique. Most don't make most don't make a profit the first 3 years. We made a profit our first year.
Yeah.
So, but it was a lot of people don't make a profit because they leave before they even get to that 1 year mark.
Right.
So that's how it was developed. I always say, like, I've had someone come to me and say, well, I tried that. I wasn't successful. How do you do it? We're still here. That's how we're successful. We didn't quit.
Yeah.
So that's how it's done. It's over time with consistency.
Yeah.
And it's more than enough to allow her and I to do this full time. So we both had really good salary jobs before, and those are more than replaced now and support our entire family. So
yeah, it's been a blessing.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Anybody else? I hope that answered your question.
Thanks, Christina. We think you're amazing too. Any other questions?
Going once, going twice.
Okay.
What do you want everybody to do?
What?
So what do you want them to do?
Message the coach that invited you to this call. Definitely message whoever invited you. And then
if Kelsey invited you, just message me. You can be on my team. I know that's what everybody's thinking. I'd rather be on Dean's team than anything.
We need to put this on our stories because we had a party tonight. Virtual party.
Oh man, look at everybody jumping off. Hey, Christina, yeah, that brings up a good point, actually. Like, all joking aside, like, if your husband wants to do this, but he doesn't want to be a part of our team, which is called Real Women Conquer, or her team, I have what's an ongoing boot camp, basically, for men called the Man Cave. So it's just men, only men allowed, no stinky girls. So we can't tell you exactly what the Man Cave has going on because you have to be a man to get in. But all your husband would need to do is, and he can still work out with you or whatever. All you need to do is just message me on Facebook, and I can get him plugged in. So
simple.
Because I started that because I knew, like, Real Women Conquer is really awesome for you ladies, but I knew there was like this gap for men. I'm like, Real Women Conquer isn't really doing it for the husband. So anyway, that's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of forgot to talk about that.
Stephanie, for sure. Have him message you.
Stephanie, have him message me.
Yes.
I'll get him plugged in.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Time out. I have a really quick question. Sorry. I'm a last minute person. Shut up. Just kidding. So I am a single mom and I literally don't have like extra money during the month because it's just me and my daughter. So like figuring out how to spend that $160 to $170 stresses me out and it makes me very, very nervous because that's like extra money that we don't have. Mm-hmm. So how, I guess, do you I don't know, just me being as nervous as I am spending that much money and not putting it towards something that my daughter would need? What kind of words do you have for that or what?
Well, sure. I mean, I can understand your fear. I can completely understand. If that is a fear of yours, message us after this call. We'll come up with some sort of way that maybe we can help you. We've had people get that replaced, that money that they invested, that $170 up front, before the next month. So it's like they spent that money, but then they got it back and then some. So we've got kind of a quick start, a quick path to that. If that's something you're interested in, that we can help you get that game plan lined out so that you're basically not out any money. You're getting your products paid for at the end of the day. And if that's something you're interested in, let us know. We can help you get on the fast track with that.
And Stephanie, it's not $170 every month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it drops to about $90 a month. Thank you, Katrina.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And when she says it drops to $90 a month, I think what a lot of people don't think happens but does is that the Shakeology at least is a meal replacement. So you've got that, plus you're getting Take Back the Kitchen, which for a lot of people is actually saving them money. So then even though that money's going out for their Shakeology, they're actually saving money in other areas with food. So they're either saving money or it's coming out to be a wash. So hopefully that helps you too.
I guarantee you'll save money on your grocery, but I'm going to sit electric.
I would say that too. Sorry, I unmuted myself.
No, go for it, Stephanie.
To say that definitely, it's just 170 up front, and then, every month, you have your maintenance fee, but like you said, it's your stuff that you're going to use for yourself, like your Shakeology that I'm taking. I mean, if you're going to the grocery store and you're buying cookies or pop or whatever, like, you can just replace that with the healthy food and Shakeology. Like tonight, I had my Shakeology instead of ice cream, so it's definitely money that you're putting in every month, but it's money for you that you're doing for your, either Shakeology or, I got the energy and other stuff too to like help me in, my journey. And so it's definitely, not money that's just like thrown away, or like it's, helps you to, get your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're not just spending money to spend money. You're actually like consuming it. So thank you. That was awesome. All right. Good question, Ashley. If you have any other questions too, we can definitely talk.
Christina says message on Instagram or Facebook.
Either one, girl. I check both daily. So usually I try to get to them multiple times a day, but either one.
I think she wants to join my team. So message me with whatever is easiest for you.
Dean is on.
We're in competition with each other now. We're starting our own businesses.
Oh boy. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, honestly, thank you guys. I hope if you take one thing away tonight, I hope you understand exactly how much fun we have doing this.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having fun doing it, you're doing it wrong. That's what I believe.
Absolutely.
And we have so much fun, it should be illegal. So anyway, hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, reach out to Kelsey and she'll refund all of your money that you paid to join this call tonight. So anyway, no, but seriously, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to join us. It means a lot. If you have any questions that you think of after you got off the call, you're like, shoot, I should have answered that. Dean kept harping on me. Reach out to us and we'll get them answered.
All right.
Easy as that.
Thanks so much, you guys. This was fun.